Hello, friends of the internet. Welcome back to Driven Dave. I'm really happy to have you with me, and hope you enjoy the video today. Today, what we're going to do, this is the start of somewhat of an epic journey. I mean, it's not like super epic, but it's pretty far. And I think for a lot of you that are kind of new to the EV market and new to Teslas and stuff like that, I think this travel vlog, or whatever we're going to call it, I think you're going to find it kind of helpful and insightful, and just kind of get an idea of the experience of driving, 700 plus miles. So here's my trip. I told you how many miles, and what we're doing, we're heading from kind of north of LA, like north of Glendale. I'm going up to Ventura. I have to work there. And then when I'm done in Ventura, I'm going to head up to Morgan Hill. And so I'm going to spend the night in Morgan Hill. And that's, I think it's like just south of San Jose. Maybe some of you Bay Area peeps can chime in the comments and, clarify that. But I'm pretty sure that's where it is. Anyway, I booked a hotel there. We'll see. So I'm going to spend the night tonight. And then tomorrow I have a job in Carmel by the sea. So that should be, beautiful. And then I'll spend the night in Gilroy. So tomorrow is going to be kind of some commuting. I'm going to be going from Morgan Hill to Carmel, back to Gilroy. And then I'll spend a very brief night in Gilroy. And then, which is, I understand, that's the garlic capital of the world. Or at least of California. I don't know. Comment down below. I've never been there. So from Gilroy, I will head, early Sunday morning, I will head out to Arcata, which is, if you know where Eureka is, it's just kind of, way up north in California. It's like almost to Oregon. And so I'm working up there for a week. And that's going to be a lot of fun. So I did this trip last year. I mean, I do it every summer, which I'm very grateful for, and I always have a good time doing it. And I've done this trip in my Lexus LS400, which now belongs to Kyle Connor. That car made the trip several times without issue. And what else? And I took my Kia Optima plug-in hybrid. I took it, I think, twice without issue. Except for, there was one issue, but it drove great. And then last summer I did it in my Tesla, my 2022 Model 3. And last year was a little tricky because I left from Ventura and I had to spend the night in my car. So I slept in this thing. And I'm glad I don't have to do that this time. Although it worked out, and that's what's great about a Tesla, but glad I don't have to sleep in the car. I'm going to take a regular bed, thank you very much. I brought way too many pillows, and it's going to be great. So I'm really happy about that. What else do I have to tell you? Yeah, so I'll be up there for a week. And so this part of my journey is basically just getting to work. And then I'll make a part 2, or just a separate video of driving from Arcata down back. I'm going to be going to the X Takeover, so I'm kind of excited about that. Last year was called the Tesla Takeover. This year it's the X Takeover, and that promises to be a really good time. So, and that's in San Luis Obispo. So I'll be going from Arcata all the way down. Oh, and I forgot. And then I'll be stopping in Sea Ranch, doing a job on Saturday night, and then going to the X Takeover the next day. So anyway, lots coming up. I'll try to make this video short as possible, but it always ends up kind of going on longer than I intend. At this point, I'm in Northridge, so I have not made it very far. I think we started the trip, I was at 76,308, and now we're at 76,326. So, yeah, I haven't gone very far. We're at 81% state of charge right now. I left with close to 90. Not too worried about it. There's a supercharger up in Ventura. If I have time, I'm going to juice up just kind of preemptively. I'm not too concerned about superchargers, except for when I get, way north, between like Willits Eureka and stuff, there are not that many superchargers. They're just like maybe 3 of them, and they're like 150 max. So that can be a bit of a drag. Of course, keep in mind the 150 max is not really a problem if you're like I think it's above 50%. I forget what the charging curve on these things are, but you really the V3s only help you out when you're low in the pack. So at least that's my understanding. I'm sure many of you are smarter than me when it comes to that. So feel free to comment down below. I'm still, I don't know why it's taken me so long to learn this stuff. I've had this car for almost 2 years, and I'm still figuring it out. But I mean, like many of you, I just get in the car and I drive. Sometimes I just don't think of it. Then I watch like out of spec videos, and I'm like, wow, like I don't know anything. And state of charge is another one. Like I just go like, wow, like these guys are on a whole other level of knowledge. So I'm learning as I go, and I think I'm a lot smarter about it this summer than I was last summer. So I'm going to do my best to charger hop and kind of stay low in the pack, as long as the superchargers are somewhat plentiful. But yeah, once they become a little more sparse, I'm going to top charge a bit more. At least get up to 70-80%, just so that I have a little bit of buffer. So yeah, my next stop is coffee. I need to place my mobile order, so I'm going to have to get off of the camera here. But yeah, it's a lovely day, 92 degrees, and I have a feeling we're going to go through a lot of electricity. So far, that's not bad, 232 watt hours per mile. Unfortunately, I don't really want to reset my trip odometers, so we're not going to get a watt hours per mile for this trip. It's just going to be watt hours per mile per charge. So I'll try and keep an eye on that. There's one of CHP's finest waiting to give me a ticket. That's another thing. I'm not going to be really speeding on this trip. I got a ticket a couple months ago, and anyway, yeah, I'm going to be taking it easy. So watt hours per mile should be pretty efficient, I would think. It's just it's going to be hot, and we're using a lot of AC, but that's okay. All right, so I'll probably check in maybe at the next supercharger and see how this goes. And don't forget to subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Yes, so see you soon. All right, little update here. So I'm at the supercharger here. There's a nice Denny's right there. And so we're at 97%. I really wasn't trying to top charge it all the way to 100, but it just kind of happened. I figured I've been here this long, might as well keep going. So now I'm going to look for my hotel, and even though I still have to work a little bit, let's see. It's the Quality Inn, and now I can't remember the name of the city I'm staying in. What did I say it was? Morgan Hill. There we go. Condit Road, Morgan Hill, California. Okay. And is that right? Okay. Okay, cool. So it looks like we'll be hitting up the San Ardo supercharger at, in like 3 hours, which doesn't really concern me because I'm not leaving right now, but yeah, the San Ardo is cool. I like that one. 183 miles. What road is that? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's great. So we'll hit that up for however long. That's a great supercharger. 15 minutes. I'll probably stay a little longer, and then yeah, keep heading on up to what's this town? Morgan Hill. Yes, indeed. And yeah, that'll be great. So, and then tomorrow I'll be working down here, and then yeah, so I'll be staying here, going here, and then coming back to here to stay. And then the next day head all the way up to wherever it is I'm going, Arcata. Did I? Oh yeah, now I'm in Oregon. Whoops. It's somewhere here. Garberville. Oh, there we go. Arcata. That's, see friends, that's where I'm going. That's going to be great. Okay, so I'm at 98%. I mean, that's good. Although I'm tempted to just kind of get it to 100. Just to see. Ooh, wow, that's kind of a dip. Charge limit 323 miles. And we started out at 358 when new, and then down to 338, and now to 323. So yeah, she's lost some juice over the 2 years. Not even 2 years. But I mean, the battery seems to be performing pretty well, I think. And I guess that's to be expected. Comment down below. We've got 76,000 miles on the clock, so that, you know, that's part of the reason. And I'm told that should be like within spec, but I don't know. Maybe it isn't. Let me know what you think. All right, I'll check back probably in the next supercharger. Well, here we are. It's now 9:37. Making pretty good progress. I stopped off in Old Town Goleta, and if you've never been there, check it out. Shout out to my buddy Danny from Goleta. He's Mr. Well, I guess there is only one Mr. Goleta, but Danny loves Goleta. And yeah, what a great spot. So I guess I've put down, like, come on, focus, almost 200 miles. So yeah, I guess I've put down almost 200 miles since Ventura, and watt hours per mile 283, not real good. And I'm not really sure why that number is so high. Could be some elevation changes. And I mean, I know I'm not going slow, but I really haven't been pushing it that hard. You know, like, again, I don't want to get a ticket, and I'd also like to be efficient, but whatever. I digress. Still, 200 miles of highway driving, not bad, actually. So it looks like we're going to arrive at the San Ardo supercharger with 12%. So that's fine. And I think San Ardo is the one that I went to last summer. If you saw my 700-mile road trip video last summer, I'm pretty sure the San Ardo stop is like kind of in the middle of nowhere, at like an olive oil farm or something. But it was a really cool place, so I'm actually quite delighted to stop there again. My plan is, you know, probably a 20 to 30 minute stop, and I've got my trumpet in the trunk, so I think I might actually like get my horn out and practice in the car for a little bit. If nobody's there, I may just practice outside of the car, because it's just farmland right there. So that'd be cool, just because I have to be in shape for tomorrow. I've got kind of a long gig, but yeah, I was just kind of like thinking back to this trip last year, and I mean, a lot has changed since then. I mean, just universally. I've kind of learned a lot more about EV road tripping, and just kind of how charging works and everything. Because last summer was my first time to really road trip this car. Even though I had put a bunch of miles on it, they were all basically local miles, and I really didn't do anything like this. So it was great to do the trip and to learn kind of how all of that works a little bit better. And since then, I've, you know, like I said, kind of got the hang of the whole charging curve thing and all of that. So that's been great, and I'm really excited to be doing the trip again this summer, just kind of with a little bit more confidence. Last time I was certainly confident in the car, I was confident in the charging network, but I just didn't really understand how it all worked. So it's just like a little bit, I just feel a little more at ease doing it. And I haven't had any range anxiety or anything that I had last time. Like before, I'd say, I'm arriving at 12% and I have 13% now. Like that would have concerned me last summer. This summer, I have no concerns. It's totally fine, and we're gonna make it. And I'm actually glad to be so low in the pack so that we can take on some juice a little bit quicker. So that's really a positive. But yeah, I think I'll pause right now. We're going to be at the supercharger in 3 minutes, so I'll film that and kind of do that with you. All right, here we go. Los Lobos Road. Yeah, this is the spot I'm thinking of. See, it's like a little olive oil mill. And last summer they had done, I think they had kind of just installed this, and there wasn't much to it. But it seemed like in the week between me charging the first time and the second time, they had done a lot of improvements. So let's see how it's looking now. Facilities for Tesla and 43 ranch customers only. So no restrooms. No, that's not cool. Last time I was here, there were restrooms, and it seems that we're pretty busy tonight. So that's all right. I'm gonna go over here to the paved section and plug in. Lame. Yeah, they totally had the restroom code, and it was a nice bathroom. So that's disappointing. Although I'm sure some people probably weren't respectful, etc. Cool. All right. Oh, there's a dude outside, so maybe I won't film me plugging in. So I think this is probably my favorite supercharger of all time. I can do whatever I want. I'm having a blast, like literally. I needed to get some extra practice done, and there's nobody around. So I've just been doing some play-alongs. I've got the doors open in my car, just blasting the music and blasting my horn. So I'm having fun. Can't complain. I'm almost at 80%. So I don't know. I'll play a couple more tunes and then I'll probably get out of here. But yeah, loving it. I mean, it's a little creepy looking, but it's the middle of nowhere. So I'll just keep playing. Well, alrighty then. So that was a nice little stop. Got up to 84% here, and got a little practice time in on the horn for those of you just joining. And I never know how many people are going to watch these videos. Some of you know I'm a professional musician, and I play the trumpet. So spoiler alert. So I'm not practicing for fun. I mean, it is fun sometimes, but I'm practicing because I need to practice. Tools of the trade. But yeah, so that was awesome. It was nice to be able to like just kind of play as loud as I want and get some fresh air. Really nice. So good stuff. And like I said, charged a little bit more than what I really need, but since I'm not really sure like what my timeline is going to look like tomorrow. I'd rather have a little bit more in the pack than not. Although I'm sure there's a charger somewhere in Morgan Hill or on the way to Carmel. So, you know, I'm not too worried about it. But I don't know. Tomorrow I just want to chill before I have to work, and thinking of getting a haircut if I have time. Yeah, just stuff like that. Because I've got like a afternoon sound check. So, but yeah, really good charging stop there. You know, it would be a 10 out of 10 if it had a bathroom. If it had a, yeah, I guess that's right. Forgive me, it's getting late, 10:17. As far as, let's talk about the car for a second. 2022 Model 3 long range, as I said, I think. I don't know. Now I'm saying it. 76,580 on the clock at this point. And, I already talked about the battery degradation. And, but yeah, like, I think, like, and I'm going to make a 2-year, however many 1,000-mile review video coming real soon here, as I, come up on my 2-year anniversary with the car. I have thoughts about it, of course, and they're not all positive, but I will say I really like road tripping this car. It's really great. Like, even though auto steer isn't what it once was, due to the safety recall, whatever you want to call that, the auto steer is a little bit more annoying than it used to be. So I do miss that, but it still works quite well, and it really saves on driver fatigue. My driver's seat is still pretty darn comfortable. It's not what it once was because I've been sitting in it a bunch, but it's also molded to my body, so it's not bad, actually. And I've had other people drive it, and they thought it felt new, so that's cool. For me, I feel exactly where my hips have like crushed the foam, but like I said, it's still comfy. The reliability has really been great. Like, I've had no drivability issues come up at all, and I knock on fake wood that none do. The most recent problem is my pillar speaker on the passenger side has started crackling at random times, and I scheduled mobile service to come out and fix it, and they canceled, and I rescheduled for the next day, and then they canceled that, and I was like, maybe they don't want my $250. So I've just ignored it, and then when it starts crackling, I just bang on the panel, and then it stops. So, but the speaker seems to be working fine. There's, I think, a loose connection or something. Or maybe the speaker's actually touching the body, is what I'm thinking, like the connections. But whatever. I mean, not a big deal. Car's really been great. Car's been a rock star. So, I've really been enjoying it. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say. Put electricity in, drive, and repeat. It's great. So let's see. I'm sure this watt-hour per mile thing is going to go down as I drive. It's awfully high for the moment. I can't imagine why, but I'm sure that'll even out as we keep rolling here. But yeah, it's just a beautiful night. 72 degrees outside. It's the middle of July. Like, you really couldn't ask for a better trip. So yeah, I think I'll pause it here, and then I'll kind of check back as we get a little bit closer. We're showing 81% right now, and showing that we'll arrive with 36%. So not too bad. So I'll see you in a bit. Alrighty then. Almost at my hotel. As you can see, I'm going to get there with 36%. I have 37% now, and it's super late. So I just thought I would check in now, and that way I can check into my hotel and check out for the night. Car's been great. Trip is going great. 76,679 miles on the clock. More watt hours per mile on this leg. 301. I don't know what that's all about. I really haven't been going very fast, but you know, maybe it's high winds. I pulled up the little energy graph thing, and I mean, I guess I did go over 70, but still, I mean, yeah, whatever, it's fine. I'm here. Well, I'm almost here, and yeah, I was kind of hoping to have more to talk about, but there really isn't. Car's running great. I mean, the car's driving great. I'm comfortable. I'm chilling, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow, and you know, seeing what this place looks like in the daytime. So yeah, I'll be there in like 4 minutes. So I think I'll sign off for the evening. But of course, the next clip you see will probably be in the morning. So good night. See you in the morning. Okay, travel update. It is 1:35. That is the most disgusting hotel I've ever been in. And I've been in some terrible hotels. That one is a new low. Never ever stay at the Quality Inn and Suites in Morgan Hill. It is the most disgusting place ever. Got 2 different rooms that were both gross, and there's not enough air. It's just terrible. So I'm gonna try out this lovely La Quinta for $40 more. Oh God, I just feel dirty now. I mean, that took so long. Wasted an hour and a half of that dump. Let's hope this is good. Okay, so I'll see you in the morning. Now that's what I'm talking about. See? And by the way, video coming on these may have already come out, but what do you think? I think they're really cool. Got those from EV Base. So if you want to help me out, order some wheel covers using my link. I'd appreciate it. But yeah, we're charged up to, I believe, 99%. I mean, I figure you got the free juice, might as well top her off. And yeah, pretty cool. This hotel worked out great. So if you're in the Morgan Hill area, so I'm trying to do this one-handed. If you're in the Morgan Hill area, needing a nice place to stay, definitely La Quinta, and definitely not Quality Inn. That is lack of Quality Inn. That's the worst hotel I've ever been in. And that's saying something. I've been in some terrible hotels. So anyway, topped off, looking good with the EV base covers and the EVOOOR shade and the VION roof shade, and yeah, just loving all my aftermarket stuff. So I'll put links in the description. I mean, obviously I've already fulfilled my commitments for this stuff, but it really does like improve my journey. So yeah, help support the channel, use my links, get some cool stuff for your car. All right, we're gonna hit it. Well, checking in. It's Saturday afternoon. I apologize for the audio during this portion. I think I left my microphones in my briefcase in the trunk. So, whoops. But I think it'll still be fine. So, let's see, travel update. As I mentioned, I was able to charge basically to 100%. Very happy about that, and really grateful for that, actually, because I've been in just horrendous traffic for an hour. I'm on the 101, and it just started moving, of course. But yeah, I thought I was going to have plenty of time. You know, the job I'm playing is in Carmel Valley, and I was in Morgan Hill, which is only like 45 miles away, but it's a 2-hour drive at this time of day. So bummer. But I had a nice morning, had a good breakfast, went and got my dome trimmed. Highly recommend the Sport Clips in Morgan Hill. Good spot, really good. And hit up some In-N-Out. Had a nice protein style burger. So you know, and got some fresh Starbucks. So, you know, everything's been fine. It's just, this is a long drive, and I'm sure at this point my watt hours per mile is going to be dreadful. So let's take a look at that. Oh, that's better than I thought. So I've gone 30 miles in the last hour, actually hour and 10 minutes, and I'm averaging 292 watt hours per mile. And it's been hot, like close to 90 degrees, and I've had the AC, you know, chooching at 66. So, you know, I think the car's actually been pretty efficient, all things considered. I'm sure the cooling fans have been just blazing, and all of that. And I've been comfy, you know, I'm just sitting here, you know, put my head back, and yeah, it's been a nice drive so far, except for all the traffic. So far 76,720 miles, and I'm trying to remember, I think it was 76,308 when I left. So I guess today is going to be another 90, 100 so miles. You know, we're staying in Gilroy, which is like almost where I just came from. So I'm going to go work in Carmel Valley, work until 11 o'clock, and then drive like an hour back to Gilroy. And then I'll wake up tomorrow and head the rest of the way to Arcata. And I still haven't figured out exactly how that timing is going to work out, but I'm actually like really looking forward to that. That's going to be great. So yeah, that's it. I may do an update when I get down to Carmel Valley, but I may not, just because you know, I'm not cutting it close, because I think rehearsal's at like 4:15, and like our arrive time is 3:15, and this says I'll get there at 3:20, so it's fine. You know, as long as I'm like ready to play at 4:15, there are no issues, you know, with this band. So that's fine. But you know, I like being early. But with this band, when I'm as early as I like to be, like nobody's there. So it's, you know what I mean? So I'll be fine. I want to get there and get set up. So alrighty, I'll check in later. Okay, as you can see, 11:17 in the PM, and I just finished at whatever this place is called. It's really nice. You know, I recommend, if you have a ton of money, because I'm assuming it's super expensive, but this is a great place to get married. You know, if you don't mind dropping, I have no idea how much, but you know, too rich for my blood. But yeah, beautiful venue, pretty good food. I mean, I don't know what the guests ate, but I had some chicken. It was good, and some like vegetables and salad and stuff. It was decent, you know. Being a musician, you never know what you're gonna get. Sometimes it's the bandwiches, sometimes it's like a Costco like wrap, you know, which, I don't know, I mean, who doesn't love a good Costco wrap? But I'd prefer to have real food. In any case, here we are, done with that job. So yeah, it was just a lot of playing. It's funny, we were only on stage for like 3 hours, but it just felt like 6. Not because of the like the band was great. Like I loved everybody, and everybody was cool and played well and sang well. But it was just like I just felt like we were playing nonstop and more than usual. But maybe I'm just out of shape. I don't know. Anyway, done with that, and now off to the Hampton Inn in Gilroy to share a room, which, you know, at least I don't have to pay for. So that's nice. You know, it would be nice at my age to have my own room, but that's okay. My roommate's great, so it's nothing, no problem there. I just like having my own room. Where was I going with this? You know, I don't think I even turned on my mic. Let's try that again. Try turning on my mic. Hopefully that's better. But yeah, you know, I'm going to drive this technical portion because this road's amazing. And yo, Kyle Connor, if you're watching, I know sometimes he checks out my videos. This road is incredible, man. It takes you into Carmel Valley. Like, it's definitely a Kyle road. So yeah, I'll check in with an update once I get through this technical bit. Well, okay. That was, I'm glad I focused on driving. That was really pretty intense. A lot of clouds or fog, you know what I mean, and very low visibility. It was really beautiful, but kind of scary, you know. But got through that, and now back on the whatever that says. What does that say? Focus. It says the 68 is where I'm at. I don't really know what that means, but it's where I'm at. So let's talk battery. Let's talk state of charge. 64%. So I'm glad I was able to top charge this morning. Like, that really saves me a good bit of time. And I kind of want to see like what the situation is at the hotel. I don't know if they're going to have chargers. That would be cool. If they don't, then I may want to stop and charge for a few minutes just to kind of front load my trip for tomorrow. Although I won't charge much. I might do 10-15% just so that I start the day with like a good amount of juice. I've got a good distance to cover, and you know, I just kind of want to be able to go for a little while without having to stop. And tomorrow is where like planning my charging is really going to be. I don't want to say of utmost importance because obviously the car takes care of that, but you know, there are some things I'll need to pay attention to in order to kind of maximize my trip, because there are some spots where I'm going to want to kind of stay a little longer and just get a little bit more in the pack, at least I think. Because I think I mentioned yesterday, like, there are some stretches where there are like no chargers, and I would like to just have a little extra buffer, just so that there are no worries. Every now and then you'll hit a bad traffic jam, or who knows. Like, I would just rather have a little bit more, you know, not because I have range anxiety, but I guess I just have anxiety in general. You know, I would do the same in a gas car. I'd want to make sure to, well, you know, you can't compare the two. But in any case, I digress. So, but yeah, it was a long drive to get here today. As I mentioned, you know, about just under 2 hours to go 45 miles. Lots of traffic. And I guess 77 miles since I last charged, and 282 watt hours per mile. Not bad considering like how much not moving I did, and just running the AC. I also took a nap in the car. I was in the car for like 30 or 40 minutes with the AC running. So, you know, sorry, I am tired. So I'm probably gonna just end the video here for now, like for tonight. I'll probably just check in the morning. But yeah, for those of 3 people that are still watching at this point, but I appreciate all 3 of you. Yeah, so we'll check in the morning. Well, a very good morning to you. I mean, even though you're just watching the video and it's all the same day to you. I'm just leaving Gilroy. Man, this place stinks. Unless you like garlic, then it smells delicious. Ugh. And I like garlic. Man, this place stinks. So currently 7:55 in the a.m. And as I mentioned, rolling out. I just left the hotel. Car was at 50% when I arrived and 50% when I left, which is great. So I didn't have a whole lot of phantom drain overnight. And now it's at 48%. I had to floor it to get in front of somebody, but whatever. So I know I said last night, I mean, I don't really remember what I said last night because I barely slept, but I think I mentioned I was going to charge, before going to bed. Nah, I just thought, like, why? Just let the car get low in the pack and let it fast charge. Let her eat, So currently it says my next stop is going to be in about 80 miles at Richmond, California. And that's going to be in 1 hour, 9 minutes. I haven't looked to see what kind of a charger that is, but I would think V3. So let's take a look on the map here. Let's see. Oh, it's a V2. Huh. Is that my only choice? So here's where, like, oh, yeah, I got tons of choices. I'm going to switch camera position. So here's where, knowing how to do this stuff kind of helps. So it's saying I'll get to Richmond at 14%, which is good. Like, I like that percentage. Oh, we're going to pass Fremont, the birthplace of my car. That's cool. I charged there last year. It was kind of fun. So, charging in Richmond, but what about this? See, this one is a 250 max. And so I'm going to go there instead. And I do think that makes a lot of sense. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. I think that makes a lot of sense because I am going to be low enough in the pack that, I'll be low enough in the pack that it really does make a difference in terms of charging speed. So, on the one hand, yes, you can just plot in your course and let the car worry about the rest. That is true. But it may not be making all of the best decisions for you. And, again, that's just where, like, a year or two of experience charging this car and road tripping it does help out. I do wish that I had a little bit more road trip experience with the car. For the most part, I just drive this thing locally and, do 150 miles, 160 miles, no big deal. So most of the time, I'm not even charging. I'm coming back home and plugging in and racking my home electric bill way high and going into tier 3 or whatever. But yeah, I'm not supercharging most of the time. So like doing trips like this, it's always kind of nice for me to kind of, switch it up and figure some stuff out. But, I think I kind of have the hang of it now. It's a really nice looking Model Y. Not a huge fan of the Model Y, just shape-wise. I just don't really like SUVs. That's not my thing. But, and that one looks good. I like that color combo with the red accents. And I usually don't like red accents, but yeah, that looks pretty clean. That's nice. Oh, he's even got the red letters on the license plate. That's cool. It's funny. And with like license plates, I did a short video, like one of the YouTube shorts, probably about a year ago when like the Fisker Ocean first came out, and I saw one on the road, so I did like a little video, like a Fisker spotted in the wild kind of thing. Somebody was like, at least blur his license plate. And it's like, you know what? He's out driving a car that's registered on public streets. Anybody can see his license plate. So, hey. I mean, I'm just saying, like, those bigger YouTubers like Hoovie's Garage and Doug DeMuro and any of those like big channels, like they don't blur even their own plates. So, these are things that are driving around on the street, and that's it. Can I say how much I hate these auto wipers? I mean, why is this on right now? And now look, I've got streaks all over my windshield, and that happens, I would say, daily. You get even a little something on the windshield and it just starts, ugh. Please fix it, Elon, please. Yeah, well, look at all of that. What a mess. And like, I'm going highway speeds, so it's not like I want to hit the washers and then fling water everywhere. And of course, and then it streams down the side window. It's the worst. The next Model 3 you see driving around, look at their driver's side window, and it'll be like completely covered. Yeah, that Mercedes is booking. Yeah, so sorry that I'm rambling. I think I'll stop now, and we will head to the V3 supercharger in Richmond, and I'll see if I can find coffee while I'm there. That would be really nice. All right, see you soon. All right, welcome to Richmond. Just got to Richmond. Like, there's a sign that says, welcome to Richmond. This place looks not very good. Gotta be honest. It's not very clean. There's a lot of trash everywhere so far. But, maybe that's just my imagination. Okay, Metro Dog. Supercharger. Hello, superchargers. I think it's, oh yeah, cool. There's this ranch market here. There's not a lot here. That's okay. I'm just gonna juice up and head on out. Hey, Model 3 Highland, whatever. I know it's just the Model 3, but I'm gonna call it the Highland. Okay, so yeah, arriving here with 15%. Put on my other shoe. I always like wearing shoes that you can slip on when I'm traveling. So I just like to just drive in my socks on these long trips. Stay comfy. So definitely, this is definitely an example of how electric cars are not as quick as gas cars on a road trip. I've just been rolling an hour, but have to stop to charge. But you know what? I'm cool with it because I'm tired. I need a little nap. So I feel like this kind of keeps me safer. Let's check it out. So 16%. Well, let's ramp up. 203. Why aren't we ramping to 250? Maybe I wasn't low enough. I have to be at like 10%? Comment down below. I forgot what the charging curve is on the Model 3 long range. I mean, still 203 is good, but 250 is better. 13 minutes to continue trip. Come on. And it's going to get us up to Ukiah. I see. So we're going to charge up there for 35 minutes. And originally it said we were going to charge here for, I think, 20 minutes. But I think I'm going to do, oh, I just heard the fans kick on. I bet we're going to ramp now. Come on. 207. I know I should probably turn off my climate control, but I'm not going to. That's okay. Well, I think I'm going to close my eyes for a few minutes and then continue. So I'll see you soon. All right, well, I charged up, got some Starbucks, which took the Starbucks took forever. It was like a 5-minute drive from the charger, and there was a long wait. Yeah, I just don't like the vibe of this town, Richmond. I don't know. It's, I mean, maybe it's great. Maybe I'm just in the wrong spot, but I don't know. Again, it's just not my cup of tea. But, yeah, I mean, no offense if any of you live here. I'm sure there's some great parts, but I have not seen them yet. That's all I'm saying. So the next stop on our journey is going to be Petaluma and then Laytonville. So I guess we'll see what. I'm kind of curious why we're going to stop at 66% and not later. So I may poke around a little bit more, just to kind of see, like, I may poke around within the nav screen just to see if it makes sense to charge somewhere else. But for the moment, I'm just going to do what it says and see what happens. So I'm going to figure out where I'm going, and I'll check in probably at the next charging stop. Okay, status update. I think my little Petaluma charging stop was perhaps in error, but I did it anyway. It said 5 minutes, and I did it. I think I did 7 minutes just to be on the safe side. But yeah, I'm rolling. I was having a nice chat with my dad, so I wasn't able to film that part. But you've seen superchargers. And little autopilot error there. That was not good. Does your autopilot behave this way? I still think mine is screwy. Yeah. See, we're getting way too close there. I mean, I suppose on like these detailed roads, it's better to just steer myself, but I don't know. I just felt like when the car was newer, it did better. I don't know. Maybe it's my imagination. But it was like when I got the car aligned and I got new tires, everything got crappy. So, yeah. Anyway. Stopping off in Laytonville next. 67 miles to go. I may see if I can score some lunch at that point. I just don't know, like, what there is in Laytonville. So hopefully I can find something quick. Because I'm just not going to have a whole lot of time with which to eat and relax and stuff. I probably should have left an hour earlier this morning, but I mean, I'm not going to be late. I don't have as much buffer as I like. So, anyway, I'll probably check in as we get closer to Laytonville. And, in the meantime, the camera really doesn't do any of this justice. This is absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous scenery. I just love it. But there are usually a lot of cops out here, so Got to keep my eyes peeled. All right, friends, check in soon. All right, I just charged up at Laytonville and charged way more than I planned on. There's the superchargers. They're all V2s, but actually worked out just fine. I stopped for like 45 minutes. It was way longer than I planned on. There's like a barbecue joint there, which is pretty slamming. It's really good. And I just thought, hey, I'll just get a half pound of brisket, take it to go. Bada bing, bada boom. Well, that took forever. So I got it, and I was just eating it on my walk back. Man, it's pretty good brisket, man. Like, it's not Texas brisket. You know, they don't quite know what they're doing like that, but that's some good wood smoked meat. I tell you what, and a good rub. It was tasty. So we're narrowing in on the final leg of the journey, which is great. So I've got enough electricity to get where I'm going. I have a 4 o'clock meeting, and I'm going to get there at 3:20. So hopefully I'll have time to kind of check in to my dorm and everything. But I don't know. It's going to be a little tight, especially if I have to like stop for the bathroom or whatever. But looks like I'll get there with 52%. On campus, there are some level, some slow chargers, level 2 chargers. They don't put out a bunch of juice. Usually like 2.5 kilowatts to 5, something like that. They're pretty slow, but if I leave it there parked long enough, it can replenish, quite a bit. And the car is going to be parked for most of the week, so I don't need much. I just need enough so that when I need to go somewhere, there's plenty, and I'm not going to lose too much. I just need enough to like keep Sentry mode going and stuff like that. But I don't think cabin overheat protection will be an issue because it's going to be most likely parked in the shade. Oh, it might not be, come to think of it. But anyway, yeah, cabin overheat may be a thing, and so yeah, I just want to get it. If I can get it charged up to like, I don't know, 75%, 80%, that'd be great. And that'll give me enough to like run to Eureka and back a couple times, before the end of the week. Anyway, I'll probably check in as I get a little closer. All right. So I think finally the moment I've been waiting for, and that is the final installment in this video, which is great. We made it. At least I made it. I don't know if anybody's left at this point watching my video, but if you are, you're amazing. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the trip. I did, even though it's like a work trip, it's still been a really nice drive. And let's just talk a little bit about kind of numbers, and let's talk about the car. Like, I'm almost there. I'm like 5 minutes away. So I figure that's close enough to call it. First of all, the car was an absolute rock star. We just had that one little problem with the speaker on that side, just a little bit, and I touched it, and that seemed to fix it. So I'll continue to do that as long as I can. I may need to disassemble that and see if I can figure it out. I'm going to ask my buddy John, who helped design the audio system on this car, and hopefully I'll see him today or tomorrow, so that'll be really helpful. But yeah, so that was like my only problem. But the car's been really great. Obviously some autopilot, things, but that's to be expected. Still, it made driving here way easier than having to steer for myself. So I really appreciate that kind of driver assistance. In terms of like driving dynamics and stuff, interesting thing about the Model 3, and I'll probably put this in my kind of 2-year ownership review. These cars, especially with the acceleration boost, like it's got a lot of power, at least the long range variant. Like it's a properly quick car. And I think the brakes are really good brakes for daily driving, right? But it's not enough brakes for the amount of power the car has. Like I think you could really use a firmer pedal and, a little more bite from the pads. If I had the money, I would do a brake upgrade. And that might actually be the first thing to do on this car is more aggressive brakes. Because as soon as you start to do any kind of like enthusiast driving, the weak point of this car really comes out. I think the suspension is too soft and a little too compliant in the corners. It just feels mushy. It feels like you're going to lose it, even though it is a very capable chassis. But this drive did kind of take me on some winding roads, especially last night coming back from Carmel Valley. And I really wanted more suspension and more brakes. The power is plenty, especially with the acceleration boost. This thing has plenty of power. Like you really would not need any more than this for daily driving and also for some enthusiast stuff. Like it's properly quick. There's no, hey, I'm not saying I wouldn't want the Model S Plaid or the Model 3 Performance. I certainly would, but this long range, it is kind of a sweet spot. You get a lot of battery and a lot of power. So tweak those other two things, and it would be a pretty mean car, I think. The only thing that really, I think at the end of this trip, I really hated was the auto wipers. I mean, those just irritate me to no end. But that's not a huge gripe. It's just something that's irritating, and I do have confidence that will be fixed with a software update at some point. The auto headlights were terrible when I bought this car, and now they're like pretty good. So, I'm hopeful. As far as like this portion of the drive, as I mentioned, I top charged without meaning to, but I was basically at 100% when I left, I think it was Laytonville. And I have gone 121 miles since then, averaged 274 watt hours per mile. So not bad. And I'm at 48%. So I've got enough to kind of keep me afloat for a day or two. I am going to try and level 2 charge this or whatever later today, but I'm not sure how that's going to work. But I made it. Cal Poly Humboldt right in front of me. Very excited to be back again, and it's going to be a great week, and just really grateful to have made it here safely. Because there were a lot of crazy drivers, and it's a hard trip. It's a long way. So when I left my place, I think I was at 76,308 miles. Now I'm at 77,162 miles. So we covered a good bit of distance, and other than me just being tired from not sleeping enough, I'm pretty comfortable and pretty relaxed, and this car really did a great job, and I'm grateful to have it for a trip like this. It really is a wonderful way to take a road trip. So I think I'm going to end it there. I can't thank you enough for watching. It really means the world to me. I appreciate all the comments and just the support I've had the past few years with the channel. And I'm gonna keep trying to do this and make better and better content as time allows. And again, without all of you watching and encouraging me, I never would have made it this far. So thank you so much. All right, my friends, until next time, stay driven. Bye.